The launch was expected to be routine. A new athlete collection, a modest sales goal, and the usual wave of social media excitement. But when Alex's first-ever signature Nike collection finally launched, something incredible happened that no one, not the brand executives, retail analysts, or even the Filipina tennis star herself, could have expected. Within just 30 seconds, the website crashed because of overwhelming demand. Every piece in the collection sold out in under 4 hours, leaving thousands of fans completely shocked. Around the world, Filipino supporters remained awake well past midnight, constantly refreshing their screens and hoping the website would finally load before everything was gone. The excitement quickly turned this into one of the most talked-about sports merchandise launches in recent memory. Yet the biggest surprise was still ahead. The next morning, while Alex Eala was staying at a hotel in London, a special package arrived at her door. Inside was a luxury gift from Nike, personalized, deeply meaningful, and far more emotional than any sales figure or commercial success could ever be. Gesture instantly sparked curiosity among fans and industry insiders. What exactly had Nike sent its Filipina superstar, and why were so many already calling it the most meaningful gift of her career? The story began in Manila, Philippines, in June 2026, when everything changed. At exactly 9 a.m., the countdown clock on Nike's website hit zero, officially launching a collection that would surpass every expectation and create a moment neither Nike nor Alex would ever forget. At 9 a.m. At that moment, Alex Eala's first-ever signature collection officially went live. Fans throughout the Philippines had been waiting for this day for years. Ever since Nike's custom sample helped spark a cultural movement, the small white blossom had become a powerful symbol of Filipino pride on the world stage. Nike's message connected deeply with supporters. The sampaguita, delicate, radiant, and resilient, is much more than the Philippines' national flower. It represents strength. It represents belief. It represents home. Now, that story had grown into something much bigger. Alex finally had a collection of her own. The line included everything fans had been hoping for: a tennis dress inspired by the colors of the Philippine flag, a warm-up jacket decorated with sampaguita flowers along the sleeves, and a stylish cap featuring bold stitching across the front. The main highlight of the collection was a limited-edition pair of Nike Court Air Zoom shoes. The left shoe featured the iconic Philippine sun, while the right displayed Eala's signature, creating a design that celebrated both national pride and personal achievement. The reaction was instant and overwhelming. Just 30 seconds after the launch, the website crashed. Nike's servers were ready for a major increase in traffic, but nothing could have prepared them for the massive demand that followed. Hundreds of thousands of fans tried to enter the site at the same time. Supporters who had stayed up past midnight, taken time away from work, or saved money specifically for the collection kept refreshing their browsers again and again, hoping to get one of the items before everything sold out. As the hours went by, the excitement only grew stronger. By 1 p.m., what had started as a highly anticipated product launch had become a historic moment, showing that Alex Eala's influence reached far beyond the tennis court and deep into the hearts of millions of fans worldwide. By 1 p.m., everything was completely sold out. The tennis dress was gone. The warm-up jacket was sold out. The caps, t-shirts, socks, headbands, and limited edition shoes had all vanished from the inventory. In just 4 hours, the entire collection was completely sold out. What started as a highly anticipated launch had quickly become a major phenomenon. According to a Nike Philippines representative who spoke with a local news outlet, the level of demand was unlike anything they had ever experienced before. This is truly unprecedented. The representative explained, "We've had major launches before with LeBron, Serena, and Ronaldo, but this feels different. This is an entire nation showing its support." The Eala effect had been growing steadily for years. At the Australian Open, Alex was featured in Nike's global promotional campaign alongside some of tennis's biggest stars, including Carlos Alcaraz and Aryna Sabalenka. It was a clear sign that Nike viewed her as one of the sport's future stars. At Nike's world headquarters in Oregon, her portraits filled the famous athlete tunnel, highlighting her incredible journey from a 13-year-old academy student with huge dreams to a top 30 player on the WTA Tour. But this moment was different. It was not about rankings, tournament wins, or television audiences. This time, it was about business. This was a clear measure of cultural impact and consumer demand. In just a few hours, Alex Eala had shown that her bond with fans reached far beyond the tennis court. The sold-out collection proved that she had become one of the world's most influential athletes, able to unite an entire nation around a single product launch. As the sales numbers continued to rise, Nike executives around the world watched the results with disbelief. The demand had gone far beyond even the most hopeful projections, turning what was expected to be a successful release into a historic event. The collection's remarkable performance was more than a commercial win. It was a strong sign of Alex's growing influence around the world and the unwavering support of millions of Filipino fans everywhere. The launch had already surpassed every expectation, but the biggest surprise was still yet to come. In Nike Philippines headquarters in Manila in June 2026, the post-launch review was already in progress. Inside the boardroom, large screens showed results that had surprised everyone. Red bars climbed far above the projected targets, while green indicators flashed sold out across every product category. Analysts who had prepared for a strong launch, but never expected a historic one, sat quietly in disbelief as they studied the numbers. While Nike and Alex Eala's team have kept the exact sales figures private, industry sources familiar with the launch said the collection exceeded internal projections by more than 300%. The demand became so intense that even Nike's global system struggled to handle it. Servers built to manage major traffic spikes were overwhelmed by hundreds of thousands of people connecting at the same time. The Eala effect had achieved something no one expected. It had effectively brought the website to its knees. Yet the most remarkable part of the story was not how quickly the collection sold out. It was the people who were buying it. Nike's internal data showed a buying pattern unlike anything seen in a previous athlete launch. Filipino customers from around the world rushed to the website. Orders came not only from Manila, Cebu, and Davao, but also from Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dubai, London, Singapore, and Tokyo. The global Filipino community turned out in huge numbers, showing both their national pride and spending power. The collection's success had been building for years. Its story can be traced back to Wimbledon 2025, when Nike gave Eala a custom sampaguita. What first appeared to be a simple gesture soon grew into a cultural phenomenon. The gift came in a woven presentation box featuring the Filipino proverb, "Kung may itinanim, may anihin," meaning that what is planted will eventually be harvested. Along with the gift was a handwritten note from Nike that touched fans deeply. The sampaguita, delicate, radiant, and resilient, is more than the Philippines' national flower. It is strength. It is belief. It is home. The bloom has only just begun. Months later, Eala appeared on the cover of Vogue Philippines wearing the Nike Bloom t-shirt, created by Manila-based artist Georgina Camus. The design showed a sampaguita flower blooming across a tennis court, representing Eala's remarkable rise in the sport. The shirt was presented as a tribute to her journey from a promising junior player to an international tennis star. In an Instagram post about the design, Camus wrote that the custom t-shirt represented discipline, courage, and growth, while encouraging the next generation to bloom in their own time. By the time the signature collection launched in 2026, the connection between Alex Eala, Nike, and Filipino fans had grown far beyond a marketing campaign. It had become a movement built on national pride, shared identity, and the belief that a young Filipino athlete could inspire millions around the world. The sold-out collection was more than a commercial success. It was the result of a story that had been building for years. With the full signature collection finally released, Nike had placed a major bet on Alex Eala's cultural influence, and that gamble paid off far beyond anyone's expectations. The launch exceeded every projection, created extraordinary demand, and proved that Eala's connection with her fans reached well beyond tennis. Yet despite the huge commercial success, the most memorable moment was still ahead. London, England, June 2026, morning after the launch, a knock on the hotel room door broke the quiet at 8 a.m. Alex Eala was still feeling the effects of a long practice session at Queen's Club the day before. She wrapped a robe around her shoulders and opened the door. A private courier stood in the hallway holding a sleek black box. The only marking was Nike's famous swoosh, embossed in silver across the lid. "Delivery for Miss Eala," the courier said. After signing for the package, she carried it to a small table by the window. Her hands were steady, but her heart was racing. Nike had given her special gifts before. At Wimbledon, the custom sampaguita hair tie arrived in a woven presentation box featuring the Filipino proverb, "Kung may itinanim, may anihin," meaning that what is planted will eventually be harvested. The message that came with it said, "The sampaguita, delicate, radiant, and resilient, is more than the Philippines' national flower. It is strength. It is belief. It is home." But this package felt different. It was heavier, more substantial, and much more personal. Slowly, Eala lifted the lid. Inside, resting on a bed of velvet, was a custom-made gold necklace. Its pendant was shaped like a sampaguita flower and crafted with remarkable detail. Every petal appeared carefully designed, reflecting the skill of a master jeweler. The chain was elegant but strong, made to be worn every day rather than kept away for special occasions. Under the necklace was a handwritten note on Nike letterhead. The handwriting was immediately recognizable, matching the message that had come with the sampaguita hair tie a year earlier. History in full bloom. The message began. The bloom has only just begun. Beneath the note was a smaller card referring to one of Eala's earlier social media posts, where she had called the sampaguita the flower of my country, a reminder of where she came from and everything that had brought her to this point. Below those words was a new message written especially for her. You carry it with you in every move. You've planted the seeds. You've faced the storms. Now it's time to bloom. Alex Eala stared quietly at the necklace, then at the note, and then looked back at the necklace again. Her hands began to shake. In a single day, she had watched her first signature collection sell out within hours. She had created such overwhelming demand that even Nike's servers struggled to handle the traffic. She had shown that the Eala effect was not simply a marketing trend. It was something much bigger. Yet in that moment, none of the sales numbers, headlines, or records seemed important. What mattered was the message. It reminded her where she had begun, how far she had traveled, and how much further she could still go. Despite all the commercial success surrounding the launch, this simple gold sampaguita necklace became the most meaningful reward of all. The collection's success had proven that the Eala effect went far beyond marketing. It was a movement. But Nike's gift was never truly about sales numbers, sold-out products, or record-breaking demand. It represented something much deeper. It honored the 13-year-old girl who left home to chase her dream at the Rafa Nadal Academy. It honored the young athlete who stepped onto Wimbledon's center court wearing a sampaguita hair tie, carrying the hopes of an entire nation with every swing of her racket. And it celebrated the young woman who had now become the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player in history. Throughout that journey, Nike had remained by her side. From the custom portraits displayed at the company's headquarters in Oregon to major collaborations, magazine covers, and global campaigns, the brand had celebrated each important milestone with her. The necklace reminded her that she was not traveling this path alone. As she placed it around her neck, the sampaguita pendant rested gently against her collarbone, cool against her skin and surprisingly comforting. For a moment, she thought back to the message Nike had written a year earlier, a Filipina standing on the historic grass courts, not simply playing for herself, but carrying a nation that was coming into its own. The nation was still watching. Her journey was still unfolding. The bloom had only just begun. The bond between